What is good in the hood? Just let's jump right to it. Let me give you guys a update. Ah, how are you guys doing? First of all, before I say anything, how are you guys been? What are you guys up to? What's new in y'all's life? So today is, at the time of me recording this video, it's Saturday. My entire family went on vacation. Woo woo! And I'm here with all the animals, as you know. I couldn't go because obviously, I have a job and it just wasn't feasible, and I just didn't want to go, just to be honest. So I'm just kind of going to share with you guys what I'm feeling. I don't know what it is, but like the past 2 or 3 weeks, I feel like I've been dragging with making a video. And I'm not exactly sure why I've been dragging, but it just feels like it's been really hard to just make the videos, like sit down and talk. And I'm not quite sure why. I think I know what it is. I think it's because, let me just lower this here. I think it's because, I started a new job. And what I realize is with me starting a new job, it requires me to put a lot of mental firepower towards learning and moving through and doing things and, trying my best to learn. So I feel like that takes a lot of mental energy. And so that's why I feel like it's been a drag. But I've been trying my best to, be consistent and make these videos for you guys. I guess we could just talk about. See, I don't want to just talk to talk either. You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna do this. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And in December, I'm gonna be 30 years old. And lately, I've been thinking about what would I say to the younger version Gabriel. And I think it's quite simple and easy. I would tell him, you are worthy. I would tell him you are loved. I would tell him that one day you're going to get to the point where you're going to love yourself fully. And it's so interesting to think about what you would tell your younger self, because if you tell him what you know now, you would have never been through what he would have been through in order to have this wisdom. And so that's just something that I think about. I think a lot of times we get stuck, or I get stuck with regret, or I wish I could have done this, or I wish I could have done that, when in reality is you did the best you could with the information you had at the time. Yeah, you know all of these things, but guess what? You know that now. I also think, and this is something I was thinking about today too, if I would have been given the information that I know of how things were going to work out, how things were going to turn out, I don't think I would have been in a mental, spiritual, energetic place to receive that information. A few years ago, I went to lunch with this business development lady, and she said something that surprised me. She said, Gabriel, you have to be careful with who you speak to or give criticisms to, because even though you may mean well, they are not always in the capacity to receive it. And the image that's coming to my hand now is you have like these big jugs of water, but you only have a little cup to receive it. And so something that I am just thinking about is, expanding my own capacity to grow, to learn, to inspire, to aspire. And because I want to continue growing and learning, but I know it also has to be at a pace. I think sometimes I get frustrated with myself because consciously I can see like the horizon. You know what I mean? Like I can see, okay, this is what's gonna happen, this, and this, or this is what I want to do. This is the mission and the vision of the way I'm moving towards my life. But the reality is things come to you when they're supposed to come. And one example of that is today I went to a local store here to buy some things. I wanted to make a breakfast. And I hadn't realized it until like after, but I have these dreams, right? These ridiculous, like consciously they're ridiculous. They make no sense, but yet we're marching in that direction. And so I was thinking about some goals and some things I wanted to achieve, and me just realizing that I have no effing clue how I'm gonna get there, right? And what I realized is, for me, and this is how I can describe it, is I have two parts to me. I have this creative engine side to me that's able to come up with possibilities, opportunities. I could do this, I could do that, or we could work this out. And that, it feels like something I can't control. Like I can't control when a good idea comes to me. I can't control when, like creativity. It's like a flow, right? And so right now I feel like that wave of creativity is like, it's, it'll come back up again. But it's just, I don't have no control over it. And then there's like this other side of me, which is like the logical, mind you, before I go there, mind you, that creativity energy in me, it's just always trying to bring me to my highest ideals and goods, right? And then I have this logical side of mine, which is like the planner. Okay, you want to go to Cancun? Okay, when can we go? How much are the flights? Who's going to take me to the airport? How are we going to do, And it's that logical side of me that's, that manages everything, right? That is trying, both sides of it, that is trying, the logical side and the creative side are both trying to bring me to what I want in life, right? Check this out. And so the issue is that sometimes the logical mind is in conflict with the creative mind. For example, right now, as I'm making this video, I'm just kind of flowing in the creative energy of just talking to you guys, whatever comes up, right? My logical side is like, dang it, Gabriel. You didn't like jump right into it. You didn't bring a good title hook or anything. You know what I mean? And so now people are not going to watch the video. That's all going through my head at the same time that I'm recording this video. And here's the thing. I don't know, like when I turned on this video, I didn't know which way I was going to go. I didn't know if I was going to talk or if anything was going to come at all, or if it was going to be a struggle. So my job at this point in my life is to integrate both of these. And I just feel consciously that the logical side of my mind has always dominated, right? But check this out. But when I've been in the worst of situations, not, knowing how things were going to work out, it's been my creative mind that's always like pulled me out. You know what I mean? And so now I want to integrate these two parts of me so they can work harmoniously together. And, it's about integrating the system, making sure that all parts of me are working harmoniously. And if there's an issue, then we can come and sit down and figure it out, right? And so, yeah, it's about bringing these two together, my creative mind, my logical mind, because they both have something to give. And so, in conclusion, that's where I'm at in my life. Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got going on. So yeah, so let me know, what did you guys think about this video? Do you guys also struggle with this too? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. And as always, I just want to say that I love you guys. If you made it this far, please, I invite you to check out some of the other videos. If you found this one to be beneficial, I ramble about all sorts of things. And so, yeah, just feel free to do what it do, baby. You know what I mean? Love you guys. Bye.